Welcome back. It is Monday, November 21st in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. First off, let's recap how Sunday went. Although I don't want to, an 0-2 day, minus 2.5 units. Terry Rozier over 20.5 points. Yeah, he sets a season low in points, I think in field goal attempts as well. And Harrison Barnes under 13.5 points. He sets a season high in points. Just basically that summarized the last week or so of the picks, but it's a new week. Last week we lost 6.71 units. Look, I'm always going to be transparent. I'm not going to hide from the losses. The reads haven't been there. The people haven't been knocking down shots. We're still going to trust the process. I guarantee you look at that units on the right side of the screen, over 18 units on the year. Guarantee at the end of the year, hopefully we're double that. We're probably going to be double that. Last year we were up 40 units. This year we're well in front of that pace from last year. We're going to get hot. I guarantee that. Cold streaks are part of the process. We were so hot to begin the year. Just a little bit cold now, but I'm diving back in. The best bet segment's going to wait until Friday. It's going to be postponed. I don't want to be forcing 1.5 unit plays on, just the NBA's went wacky. A lot of people are taking a lot of losses, but we manage our bankroll. We're going to get back after it since it is Monday. Monday Night Football's going on. 49ers Cardinals. That best bets video was posted last night. Go check that one out. We got our favorite player prop. It's a game pick and same game parlay in that one. And also, thanks to PrizePicks, we also have a free square live right now. If you want to sign up using our code COS or the link down below in the description, you get a 100% deposit match, and it's for Justin Jefferson on Thanksgiving. If he just gets 1 yard at the one free leg down in your parlay, so go check it out. I'll use that free square in Wednesday's video for Thanksgiving's day of games. But either way, use code COS to get that 100% deposit match. It's on PrizePicks. But without further ado, let's hop into one of my favorite plays of the day. It would actually be my best bet if I wanted it to, but I don't want to put 1.5 units on it. We're taking a 1 unit just on this guy. We'll take it as Zach Levine over 20.5 points, minus 122 on FanDuel. Now, you can also play this up to 21.5. I think if Levine hits this, he hits it with pretty ease. And the Levine feels like he was the best bet of the day in his last game. And why would I say that? Well, because it went out there, went 1 for 14, 0 for 5, and got benched. He did not play this crunch time. This was a close game. He got benched, and he had a pretty public feud with the head coach, Billy Donovan. And it seems like they've kind of cooled everything off, but I think he talked to the press and was clearly frustrated. I mean, he's a star player and he got benched in crunch time. And I think that's normally what happens with the best bet of the day is that the guy stinks it up. We don't take him the next game and he crushes it. Just look at Tyrese Halliburton. Look at Kelly Oubre. Even look at Scotty Barnes, for example. Look, it's just the right read, just the wrong result on the wrong day. And today, I think Levine comes out here and plays pretty well. I mean, this 20.5 point line, disrespectful. Levine scored 21 or more points, 53 of 67 games last season. And this season, sure, he hasn't been as great, 20.7 points per game on the year. Still hit this over in 7 of 12 games. Prior to that, 1 for 14 games, scoring 4 or 5 points. He hit this over in 4 straight, scoring 25, 21, 23, and 30 points, hitting the over in 4 straight, like I said. Now, Levine has played the Celtics twice this season, who they played today, and he scored 19 and 15 points. Sure, it was only on 15 and 13 shots. I anticipate him shooting 18, 20 times tonight. Good thing about Levine's minutes is even if this is a blowout, he does play the beginning of the fourth. That's his normal rotation. You'll see DeMar DeRozan play the majority of the third. Levine comes out there and starts the fourth. So if he is, kind of clinging on, we need a couple of points in the fourth, he should start it and at least get us a couple minutes. But I was doing a little bit of line reading on DeRozan. DeRozan's line was 24.5 last game. He dropped 41 points, and then today they're like, he deserves 23.5. Normally when they do that, that guy normally goes under. He's also hit the over twice versus the Boston Celtics this season, and yet they still are moving his line down. I don't know. Feels like the roles are going to reverse. I think the Boston Celtics make defensive adjustments to stop a guy like DeMar DeRozan. I think they let Zach Levine be the guy to cook him, and I think Levine's going to be knocking down some shots. Well, at least be shooting them. Just asking him to knock him down. I think he does knock them down. In a bounce-back game, over-under 227. They're expecting points. Levine's got to play better, and 21 points is just too low for a guy like Zach Levine, who averaged, 30 points per game just 2 seasons ago. Really like this play. Zach Levine over 20.5 points. We won't track it as a best bet, just a regular player prop, only 1 unit. Go get it done, Mr. Levine. Now, this next play, I anticipate probably people might be fading this one. They might fade all my picks. That's fine. They'll probably lose even more because we're going to make more money than people that are faded. But let's talk about Anthony Edwards. I'm taking this under 23.5 points, minus 118 on FanDuel. Now, we love Ant-Man here. I have a shirt for him, and this feels like a line that he goes under. Like, Ant-Man is very rarely does he have consistent. He's not consistent at all. And you look at Ant-Man, he enters tonight averaging 22.1 points per game. So if he even plays average tonight, he goes under, because he needs to score 24 points to ruin us. And look, Edwards, the reason this line went up a little bit, he had two pretty solid games, going over in 2 straight with 35 and 25 points. And he did so on great volume, 20 and 21 field goal attempts. However, with a guy like Ant-Man, a guy like on the Timberwolves, you can't predict volume on this team because these have a lot of guys that say, got to get mine. You got D'Angelo Russell. He could shoot 20 times. You have Karl Anthony Towns. He go out there and shoot 20 times. Look, there's guys on this team that could take field goal attempts from Anthony Edwards, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did so tonight. Now, Edwards, You look at the Heat, you might look, oh, they give up a ton of points to opposing shooting guards. That's because normally their best defender is on the opposing point guard. However, the best defender will likely, Caleb Martin, will likely draw Anthony Edwards, and that's not great for Edwards, as Caleb Martin, a very legit defender. He's the guy that guarded Donovan Mitchell last night, and despite, the Cavaliers blowing out the Heat, Donovan Mitchell scored 13 points in 26 minutes. And while I'm unsure, how the Heat or who exactly will be active for them as they're on a back-to-back, who will guard Cat or who will guard Gobert, either way, they don't have a lot of size. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go inside to those guys, Gobert and Cat, and just try to feast on those guys. And look at this, the Timberwolves, 8.5-point favorites, but an over-under at 216. Could it surprise anyone if this is a blowout? No. The Heat are on a back-to-back and obviously banged up. Would it surprise anyone if this is a very low-scoring game? No, not at all. The Timberwolves are back at home after 4 straight on the road. And Edwards, you have to hit this over in 3 straight games. Yes, like I said, he's hit the over in 2 straight earlier, but I just don't see it going down. This should not be a high-scoring game. I love Anthony Edwards. I think he's very talented. However, he's not very consistent. In some games, he just goes out there. You'll see him shoot 20 times. The next game, he just stands in the corner, shoots 13 times. With Karl-Anthony Towns being in foul trouble last game, he was a non-factor for the majority of the game. He shouldn't be a non-factor here. I think Cat shoots a little bit more. D'Lo does too, and guys off the bench perfectly capable of shooting their own shot. So give me Anthony Edwards under 23.5 points. There's plenty more ways to cash an under than there are to cash an over. I just prefer betting overs, but this feels like a good under spot for Ant-Man. Now, my third and final play, but if we do add a play, you'll check out the pinned comment. Also follow us on Twitter at @CallingOurShot, because there's a lot of value that opens up throughout the day with injuries, but maybe we won't add a play. We'll see. Franz Wagner, I'm taking his under 31.5 PRAs, -104 on FanDuel. If you see this line at 32.5, don't be surprised. It did drop on me right as I was posting, or as I was getting ready to record the video. I just wanted to take the most accurate line. If it's 32.5, go take it. I think he stays under 31.5, and we're 1-0 on Franz Wagner unders this season. Let's try to make that 2-0, as Franz Wagner's actually played really well this season. He's looking pretty solid, and I just think this line's a little too high for Franz. He's coming off a game against the Pacers, who they play again today, where he scored 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. I think he gets more assists today, but probably a lot less points. And that was a game you saw Franz Wagner knock down 5 threes. Like, if you think he's going to knock down 5 threes again, go bet it, because it's probably over plus 1,000 value, because him to knock down 2 threes is like plus 115 on the over. So he clearly should not knock down as many threes, and this is a guy that likes to drive to the rim, shoot a lot of shots in the mid-range. However, the Pacers, not a great team at driving to the rim against. I know they give up a lot of points, but they got Miles Turner in there to protect the rim, and ultimately you have to knock down threes to beat a team like the Pacers. That's what you have to do, and I don't think Franz Wagner's knocking down 5 again. Now, Wagner has played a pretty big role with Paolo Banchero, who's again out today, but in 6 games without Banchero, we've seen his volume go up, but still Wagner, 31, 26, 32, 28, 31, and 37 PRAs. So getting really close to this line, going under in 4 of those 6 games. If you get 32.5, he's under in 5 of 6. But you also look at the Magic, playing their 3rd straight road game in only 4 days. So they haven't had a lot of rest. They don't play until Friday. Could we come out here and see them lay an egg? Yes, they just performed well against a team like the Pacers, but only losing by 1 point. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Magic get blown out. This is not the best team in the NBA. Neither are the Pacers, but we could see the Magic lay an egg here. It wouldn't surprise anyone. I mean, they could be getting ready for the holidays. This is their last game before Thanksgiving. So, look, anything can happen in the NBA. I'd rather take Franz Wagner's under than take his over and just be relying on him to score points or get a lot of assists and have his teammates knock down shots. Wendell Carter Jr. could be back as well. Take a little bit of volume away from a guy like Wagner. Ultimately, just feel like this is the right pick. We'll take Franz Wagner, take his under 31.5 PRAs. We need an individual line. The points is probably the right way to go. I think that's 21.5 if I'm not mistaken. So those are my 3 plays of the day. Tail them or fade them. Do whatever you please. I really like them. Putting 1 unit on each of them. Of course, if we add any plays, which we might add 1 or 2 throughout the day, check out the pinned comment. It will be linked out, and they'll be in the pinned comment section down below. And it will also be on our Twitter at @CallingOurShot. Make sure you follow us there. Look, I appreciate all of our All-Stars out there. I'll also post the plays to our All-Stars first. We got a couple new ones. We got Brian. We got Trevor. We got P. Sedler. We got Boomer Nation. We got Jair, hopefully, and Sam181. We got T. Carroll. We got Justin Bostic. Appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. I know it's been cold recently, but look, we're going to bounce back today. Promise you that. Also, since Monday, like I said at the top of the show, 49ers Cardinals best bets live on the screen. Go check that out. Also, just a reminder about that PrizePicks free square. Be sure to use code COS when you sign up and you get a 100% deposit match. You can use that free square as well. I'll tell you exactly how I'm using it on Wednesday's Thanksgiving football video. Appreciate you guys as always. Bounce back in store. Promise you. Let's go get after it. Let's have a great Monday. Let's have a great week. See you guys back again Tuesday morning. Peace out.